There's a lonely epidemic going on right now, heavy within the collective. A lot of people are feeling alone, and they're not understanding why. So because there's a shift going on, they're not understanding a lot of this has to do with what we're being pushed towards. Now, all the loneliness, they have the same theme, and it's only one direction to get rid of that feeling. Now, there's two type of lonely people. You got the people that are loners, and then you got the people that are restless because they are alone, right? So you got to decide, well, you already know if you are a loner, you already know this really don't um, pertain to you. I'm a loner, but I also have moments where I would like to be, around others. But so I can kind of understand both sides of the scale. But to get to the root of loneliness, you got to understand this is what I'm going to say. Are you forced into like hibernation, like you in hermit mode? Because if you're forced into hibernation, hermit mode, a lot of people just removing themselves from your life, or you, by choice, removing people from your life. You are in the void. You in the middle of that void. You're going through an awakening. You're going through elevation. So is that type of person, and then it's the person that, well, this person kind of goes with this person too, but you're not lonely, but you feel alone no matter who you're around. So you could be in a room full of people and you still feel alone. Both of these people still have to do the same type of work, but you find it's people in different categories. So you got the people that's been, life, the energy, the universe, God, whatever you call it, have taken you out of the race and put you in hibernation, put you in a cave so you can do inner work. Or you got the people that just, they're living life, but they still feel alone. They have the friends, they have the family, they have the things, but they still feel alone. So those are the two people that I think we dealing with, as a collective. I think both of them always has to come back to yourself. It's a root reason. It's a main reason that causes this no matter what. So the first group of people, like myself, more, it's like 50-50 with me. So when I had life and I was not pulled out of life due to sickness, I had the option to be around people and things of that nature. I chose not to, because, or even if I did, I just felt like alone, like it's a lone type of energy. It just don't feel like I'm amongst like-minded people. So although I am collaborating or, exchanging energy with people, I'm still feeling alone, right? Because I'm surface level with these people, because I know I'm too deep. So if you can't truly be yourself amongst the people that you call your clan or whatnot, you are alone. You're not truly being able to show and shine who you truly are, with maybe the fear or the know-it-all that you're too deep, or your subjects is just not an interest of the people you're around. That will make you feel alone as well. So I know both sides. And then I know the part where you're sick. You're in a hospital, you're in a rehab, or you're at home just going through a lot of mental health issues or whatnot. And so you've been placed away, put aside, so to speak, by the Most High, because you got to do some work. So it requires deep self-reflection on both ends of the spectrum. You have to go and explore yourself. And so when you have the choice, this is when you have to make the choice to remove yourself from the collective and give yourself alone time to heal and to dig deep and see what's going on. Like, it's like being your own therapist, and stop putting stuff ahead of the healing that you need, because no matter what you do, you're still feeling alone. No matter who you're around, you're still feeling alone. There's something on the inside of you that's traveling with you through all of your experiences, that's not allowing you to fully experience and have a, be present in those moments, because you're still feeling alone, because there's something inside of you that's not giving you the okay to enjoy, giving you the okay to connect and feel the connection, you know? So that is when you are already, out living life, and you feel alone no matter what, no matter who you're around. That inner work has to start there. But when you're sick or you're going through something in life, it has pulled everyone away from you, or you decided to, get rid of everybody that was around you, you have to do the same. You're being forced to do it in that aspect. So it's like you're forced to go into do self-reflection, inner work, inner shadow work, whatever you want to call it. You're being forced into hibernation. I call it hibernation, transformation. It's death and transformation, because who you are when you go in is not who you're going to be when you come out. It's going to be a death of the old, and there's going to be a transformation that happens as you learn and things are revealed to you that you have to face and deal with that you probably never did. And so that will help a lot of people. See, when you're in the void, I like to call it the awakening feeling, you start to feel like everything that you once believed and was connected to was a facade, it was an illusion. And so immediately you cut off those connections, you cut off those surroundings, the environments, the habits, and you want to start from scratch. And then that's when the learning begins. The learning begins, it's it's heavy, because when you're being forced to do it, um you have no choice. It's just coming to you. That's your work. That's literally daily work for you. Um, and when you have a choice and you're not being forced to do it, that is such a brave step to make, because you feel within there's something that's not right. It's not allowing you to enjoy life to the fullest. And you're taking the initiative to step aside from life right now and do the work on yourself. That's bravery. That's strength. That's courage. And when you come out of that, you're going to feel so much better, and you're going to be able to enjoy all your experiences and be a magnet to more, because you've cleared whatever that was. So it opens space for you to, receive more great things. I think loneliness is not to be scared of. A lot of people are scared of being alone, because you don't know, I guess, or what comes out of that. It's like being scared of the dark. You want that light. And a lot of people cling to other people because they use them as a nightlight. Because as long as I have a nightlight with me, I don't have to be in the total dark. But sometimes, life will make the night light go out. And that be whoever or whatever you depended on. So you can be alone. You can sit in that darkness. And you can allow that inner light to light up within you. And you can start seeing where you went wrong, or what you need to heal, what was not your fault, things of that nature. That helps you in so many ways. It brightens your light, and you don't even know it. You don't even know you're being dimmed when you walk around with that lonely feeling. You may be achieving things in life, but you're dimmed because that one part inside needs to be flushed out. And once it flushes out, the light that is already bright is going to like be blinding. Your aura will be blinding. And you'll feel okay connecting with people and feeling the connection and feeling amongst the world instead of just living in the world. Because that's what lonely feels like. It feels like you're looking at people live, but yeah, I'm in this world, but I'm not living. You kind of feel like an alien. You're looking at other people from the outside, looking at other people. It's like watching a video game. They're playing, but you're not a part. You're not a character. So it's like I'm amongst this, but I'm not in it, if that makes sense. Um, And if you're a natural loner like myself, you're gonna always feel this way. But the thing with having the loner placements, the 12th house placements, the fourth house placements, a lot of Cancer, Scorpio, like the automatic loner placements, Capricorn, like people that don't mind being to themselves, like it brings them pure joy. They are not addicted to partnership. They can be, but the root of them really is not. If they chose not to be, they would be fine. Those are the people, we get used to it. Like we find a way to fill those voids. So we don't feel lonely when we alone. We actually prefer it. And there's people that, their charts are ruled by partnership. And so they crave it. And it's just a blockage in that section. Maybe they have Saturn there or some, maybe there's some karmic things need to be flushed out, or there's some squares in their chart that makes it difficult. They have to push through. And so being alone is hell for them. They want to be in connection. They want to be amongst. They want to feel amongst. They want the validation. And those are the people that has to do the inner work to get that junk out of there so you can experience those connections and start learning your own energy. I recommend astrology. You just heard me talk about it, and it may sound woo-woo to some people, maybe it went over your head. But if you learn astrology, it will help you understand who you are just by the placements of the planets and the alignment of the stars and things and the aspects and how things are set up in your chart. It reveals to you who you are, especially when you think something wrong with you. A lot of people, including myself, we always knew we were different, but we kept that silent and we never revealed that part of ourselves. Understanding the astrology gives you a reason why. You understand, oh, that's why I'm like that. That's why. And then you feel more acceptance of yourself. For a long time, we walk around not accepting ourselves because we mask who we truly are. But the astrology shows you who you are and to be proud of who you are. And to step into that and know that your people are out there. You may be around the wrong people, babe. That's another thing too. You could be alone in this world around a lot of people because you're around the wrong ones. And so sometimes, well, most of the time, life will show you in so many ways and give you a way out so you can get amongst like-minded people. So you don't feel alone amongst a room full of people. Sometimes it's not the room. Sometimes it's not you, it's the room as well. So you got to look at that. You feeling alone in a room full of people. Maybe those aren't your people. You know what I'm saying? You get in another room and you may feel completely involved amongst those people. And it takes you loving yourself enough to understand I deserve more. I may be lonely right now. I may feel lonely right now, but I'm doing the inner work. I'm doing the necessary steps to get me out of this feeling. So don't stay stuck in that. I'm going to say don't feel defeated by that, because alone time is your protection. It's your acceleration time. You get to learn and get downloads and things are revealed to you about yourself and your patterns and things of that nature that helps you. When you know better, you can do better. So the alone time is to be welcomed with open arms, even if it don't feel good, even if you're forced into it. You got to accept that it's being done for a reason. It has to happen for a reason. You're feeling how you feel amongst certain people for a reason, and it has to be dissected because you need to excel. You need to accelerate because you've been holding yourself back. So once you clear the junk in the trunk, you're going to take off. And you're not going to feel alone because you're going to find what works for you, because you're going to learn you. You're going to learn your energy and what feels like you and what is not you. So you can start rejecting what is not you. And when we reject what is not us, it allows us to move into what is aligned with us, You'll be so wrapped up in loving yourself in a new way. And that loneliness, that emptiness gets filled little by little. I also recommend self-help podcasts, getting you some self-help books if you need a list. I have so many. I have so many PDFs that I can email to you if you need um, some self-help books. And meditate. Meditate and meditate. Don't take that so heavy. It could just be sitting in a room by yourself with everything off and just allow the thoughts to come. That's all. You don't have to be doing the most, really. Because when we take it, we put too much on it and we think, oh, that's too hard. I can't do meditation. You do meditation every day. You do meditation sitting on the toilet. As long as you don't take that phone in there with you. So any time when you got alone time where there's nothing taking your that's distracting you and from the silence, that's your meditation. I meditate while I'm washing the dishes. I'm sweeping the house. Like literally whatever helps me zone out, that's when I can receive my downloads. I love shower meditation, so start doing that in your alone time. Start loving yourself. Get yourself a fitness routine, even if it's just walking every day. Start eating better, little bit by little bit. Swipe out the sugar for agave, little stuff like that. And with every little thing you do that is with the intention of self-development, more will start showing up to you. You'll become a magnet of these different guides to help you with your self-development. And then that, like I said, the loneliness will disappear because then you'll start also connecting with people that are in that space as well. And then you'll be like, I think I found my people. I don't feel so alone. I don't feel like I have to hold back certain types of conversations or whatnot. So loneliness can be a prize if you use it that way. It's the prize to excel you to the next level, sometimes by force or by choice. But all the time it's to benefit you anytime it happens. And I think a lot of the big epidemic that's going on is because a lot of people are forcing relationships. They forcing themselves around people and situations that they inside their internal guide is telling them to get from around. It's telling you to get from around it. Otherwise you wouldn't be feeling the way you're feeling. And we have to start listening to our body. That is what the whole North Node going into Pisces is all about, listening to our intuition. When it tells you to bounce, bounce. And sometimes you don't need to make an explanation why and leave a pardoning speech. Like just follow what Most High is putting in your body to move yourself from around. And get you a journal. Start writing down the things you love about yourself. Start filling your cup because a loneliness comes from an empty cup. It's as if you've neglected yourself maybe, or maybe you haven't healed from somebody else neglecting you and you never did the tools necessary to fill your cup back up. And the more you do that, you'll start to feel more whole and less alone. You'll start to love your aloneness too and stop running from it. Because a lot of people run from it because they don't like what they hear when they're alone. But that's for you to face it. That's why you need a journal. So even if you don't like it, when it comes up, you write it down. And you deal with it later and see, why did this come up? And you go to dissecting it. You remove stuff out of your way. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. And you'll stop feeling alone. I know, like I literally been alone, forced to be alone, since 2021. Now, from this point on, it's by choice. But like I'm a natural loner anyway, so it didn't bother me. But in the way that it had happened, that I had no choice, like I had to surrender to that, that's what made it difficult for me having, that Capricorn South Node. I'm always in control. And in that moment in life, I wasn't. So I had to accept the loneliness and dissect the root of, my environments that I've always dealt with in the past and why. What was the reason? And that's what alone time did for me. I didn't have to distract myself with a job and fake because we put on a mask, we go to work, and so we don't have to deal with the true realities. We're playing a character at that job, and we find other distractions as well to keep us away from healing and truly getting to the root of why we feel alone or why we turn to substances or people, um, risk taking activities and things like that, adrenaline rush type things. It's still, when it's over, you're alone. It's because there's inner work that needs to be done, and it can go away, but you got to do it. But once you do it, and the reason I say do it, because you have a choice. When I had my stroke, I could have sat in the loneliness and just soaked in the bitterness of it. And I could have been a bitch, and I could have just hated the world. And I could have just let that be and stayed lonely and stayed with a closed mindset. But no, I chose to let spirit use me and download what was necessary for me to get out of the past ways of being. So when I came out of my illness, I would be not just healed physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally as well. And that way I will not um, be a magnet to those past experiences that I experienced. So I would literally be moving into a fresh new era, physically, mentally, spiritually, because I chose to do the work. Life is a choice, right? All the things that I don't like in my life, when I sit my ass down and look at it, it was a choice. We all come to a crossroad in life. We always do. And whatever decision we choose to go, whatever direction we choose to go, left or the right, that's going to dictate whatever outcome we get. So we just have to be more mindful on the choices we make, and be like, okay, if I make this choice, is it going to align me to this? And if it's not, I'm going to go this way, which I know will align me to this. It's just about sitting back and being more mindful of the choices we make and the environments we put ourselves in and the people we allow to connect to us. And then we'll see a big difference in feeling alone. That'll truly subside. And you'll be making happy, healthy choices that will prevent you from feeling alone. And also, if it comes back up, through the healing, you will have developed tools to help you deal with it and get through it if it rises up again. And so I feel like the universe is pushing all of us collectively, and have been since 2020, into alone time, into a hermit mode and hibernation. Because for a time like such, we need to learn how to go within and move with intuition, so we can't be fooled by illusions and bullshit outside of us. We will know from listening to our inside, our intuition, right? And I think that's what we're being moved towards collectively, to get away from that old way of thinking and being. So that's why a lot of us are feeling alone and going through these, tower moments in our lives, because it's forcing us to go through a death and rebirth transformation. So you got this. We got this. We just got to keep, wanting to change for the better and be sick and tired of being sick and tired. That'll make you continue to do the work. Even if you get off balance, if you get off, track, you'll get right back on track because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're not going to settle for that. So that's my chat for today, guys. I want to wish you peace, love, and happiness and a great week ahead. If you haven't joined the fam, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join the family. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.